What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. So, you want to ride a motorcycle. Your parents are gonna f***ing kill you. You want to learn? Well, I'm the guy to teach you. And it looks like it's a perfect day to learn, because we have what I think is Highway Patrol or CHP. Got a whole bunch of motorcycle cops over there practicing. Obviously, you're gonna need a bike. So this right here is a Kawasaki Z900 2022. It's got a full system, and that's about it for the mods. Before we start, when you're picking out your bike, sit on it. Sit on all the bikes that you can. So swing a leg over. Just sit on it with the kickstand down. To start out, just keep the kickstand down, just sit on it. Move your weight around. Trust the kickstand before you trust the bike. Get a feel for it. Then what you're gonna do, got my left leg down, right leg on the pegs. I'm gonna put my butt on the seat. Just tip the bike up on its wheels. Tip the bike up. So, I'm short. I'm short as f***, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm short as shit. I'm 5'6". Probably actually 5'5". But we won't talk about it. Wait, pause, time out. Let's recalibrate this for a second. Alright, so we're gonna go over the controls of the motorcycle. Come over to the right side of the bike. First things first, very important. This is your rear brake. This controls the brakes for the back wheels right here, okay? Now, when we're messing around in this parking lot, I'm only gonna be using that brake. There's no reason for me to use the front brake, which is here, because of one simple fact. This front brake is 85% of your braking power. Now what does that mean? That means if you need to stop, you're in danger, shit's getting bad, you don't want to just hit that rear brake. Nothing good is gonna happen from that. Yeah, 85% of your braking comes from this front brake. Now the Z900 has a caliper on both sides, caliper and rotor on both sides. What does that mean? This motherfucker stops, and it stops hard. So after you sat on the bike a little bit, you got a feel for the bike. I'm assuming you own the bike at this point, because I don't know why you would watch a how-to video without getting a bike very, very soon or having your first bike already. Anyways, what I like to do is get used to controlling the bike off the ground. So I'll just throw the kickstand up and I'll just move it around. Just get a feel for it, get a feel for the weight. Oh shit, almost dropped it. You don't have to walk around with it too much. But another thing, once you pull the bike up, oh shit, hold this brake. Now, you're gonna hear a click once you engage. That's all you need. So move the bike forward and come to a stop with the brakes. Keep pushing it too, so you get a feel for it. Now go a little hard. Now, if you went hard, you'll notice, wow, that thing stops really fast without much warning. Next step, get up on your trusty steed. Now we got the kickstand up. Left foot, you're gonna have your shifter right here. I'll put a diagram up, but it's neutral. Below neutral is first, and then everything up above neutral is second, third, fourth, fifth. If you have a sport bike, sixth. A lot of people have issues with shifting. Shifting is probably the scariest thing for most people, simply because they probably never drove stick before. If you've driven a stick shift car before, you'll know how it works. You'll have an idea, right? For the controls of the bike, I have my key in, it's on, the bike is not running though. The reason it's not running, this kill switch, make sure it is on the open circle to turn the engine over. You got your starter down here. Usually looks something like that. It's always going to be, usually always going to be on the same hand as your brake and throttle. And then on your left hand, we have the clutch. And each bike is going to be a little bit different, but usually your headlights and like you're going to have little select buttons and stuff. More controls on the left side because you're not constantly manipulating the throttle. So how do you get your bike on? That's it. Make sure that's on the circle with no X. Click that starter, your bike starts. Let's go with how the clutch works. I'm going to show you how the clutch works. So the engine's constantly spinning, right? These RPMs, these are showing you how fast your engine is spinning. So if I give it some throttle, you'll see that the RPMs go up, right? And the sound of the bike goes higher and it gets louder. First thing you need to practice when your bike is on and you've never ridden before, practice holding the throttle at about, just pick a random number, maybe try 2. Okay, there we go, 2 right there. And maybe try 3. And you'll see you kind of have to play with it, you know? So do that a couple times until you have a good feel for the throttle. Now, to learn how to shift, turn the bike off, because we don't need you wheeling straight into the wall or doing something stupid. So what I did, so a little backstory, I got my first bike from the dealer. I went to the dealership and I never ridden any motorcycle. I never really drove any stick shift cars. I just kind of said, you know what, this is something I really want. I really want to try this and it's going to change my life. And it totally did, so I totally recommend that you do the same thing. Maybe, you know, maybe do your research and practice a little bit before you go ahead and buy a motorcycle. Definitely a lot of risks and everything else involved. I'll make a whole video just on the risks. The dealership, I sat on my bike. It was a Ninja 400. Sat on it, felt it a little bit, moved the bike around. I was like, huh, this feels awesome. Then I had my buddy hold the front wheel up for me. You could also just put the kickstand down if you're a loner like me. But you could put the kickstand down, put both feet up. You see both feet. I have pretty much my toes are curled around this foot peg. So I have that on both sides. And what I did, it's gonna look super stupid. People are gonna make fun of you. Sit on the bike like you're fucking racing someone. Sit on it and start pretending. Now this is gonna be weird. You probably haven't heard this before. Make motorcycle noises with your mouth. I sat up here, I went clutch in, shift, clutch out, so I did something stupid like that. Now that was after watching a lot of videos on how to ride a motorcycle. So I had an idea. I'd driven stick a few times, so I had an idea. I understood what I should be doing here. People seem to have a lot of questions with shifting. So I'm holding the clutch in, right? I got 2 fingers on it, and I obviously adjusted this for my liking. If you're starting on a starter bike, you're not going to have fully adjustable, so you don't even have to worry about how to adjust that. Clutch is in. Your left foot is going to go down. Now you're in first gear. Now to get into neutral, clutch is still held in. I have not let it go. You're going to just do a half click up, and that'll put you in neutral. And then we'll actually start to get on the bike and ride it right now. Start your bike up, hold the clutch in. When you hold the clutch in, you can put your left foot, click down. First gear. Okay, very important stuff here. First thing I do on any new bike, I hold this clutch in, it's in first gear, so the bike will move if I let out the clutch. But this is your safety right here. As long as you don't let out the clutch, or if something sketchy happens, you hold in the clutch, the engine's not going to be connected to the rear wheel. Think about the clutch as a switch, and it's connecting the rear wheel to the engine. Now obviously there's a catch. There's a catch point that you have to learn. So how to learn that catch point? Slowly, slowly, slowly let out that clutch. And now I have both feet on the floor right now. You can do it however you feel comfortable, but you're gonna slowly, I mean, you see how much this clutch is moving before it catches, right? Barely any. So, once you got that down, definitely come to a safe place like this, a big empty area. I would completely recommend trying to move with both feet on the pegs without using any throttle, because I see a lot of people have problems with the clutch, and as you can see right now, I'm doing nothing. The idle is high enough to where the bike is pulling itself, and then I hold in the clutch and the bike is now disconnected from the rear wheel. So now I'm just coasting. I'm gonna tap my rear brake to come to a stop. I'm gonna put my left foot down, right foot is tapping that rear brake. Okay? Okay. This is very important. You want to make sure your left foot's always down and your right foot's always up. So say you're on a hill, right? You can click this rear brake down and hold it down while you hold it in first, and you will not roll back. So if this clutch is held in, whether you're in neutral or first, the bike is free, it can roll. Once you get a feel for using the clutch and you're able to get both feet up, make sure you're pretty much only just going straight and then come to a stop. Go like, I would say 5 feet. Just let out the clutch all the way so the bike is moving on its own power. Come to a stop. Keep doing that. Do not use the throttle. Keep doing this. Do it a whole bunch of times. Clutch is in, rear brake, I come to a stop, left foot comes down. Now look, you don't need the throttle. Learn how to use your clutch first, because this is where things get interesting. Once you feel a little bit more comfortable with that, we're gonna find some open space. We're gonna get up to about 15 to 20 miles an hour first gear. And now you're gonna hold in the clutch, let go of the throttle, front brake. Now, activate your front brake just until you hear that click. Do not grab a handful of brake. You will fall and hurt yourself. Okay? Okay. Keep doing that. Get used to it a couple times where you're just using the front brake. Try throwing in the front and rear. Rear, front, foot down. Come to a stop. Now, if you didn't have enough room to do all that, you're gonna have to turn the bike at some point. So let's teach you how to turn the motorcycle. So you're moving, right? You're moving. Start turning the handlebars a little bit. Now, when you're going slow, it's like a bicycle, okay? You turn the handlebars which way you want to go. Now, once you're moving at a decent speed, there's this thing called counter steering. There's 1,000 videos on counter steering, right? So counter steering, basically, all I'm doing, if I want to go right, I'm pushing forward on this hand, ever so slightly. I could do it with one hand, no problem. And what that's doing, your front wheel is going this way so it can lean in to the left and actually turn you. So shifting gears, as you can see, I'm driving around, my RPMs, now this is a sport bike, a 950cc sport bike, so it's not going to go too high up in the RPM, but you'll notice, okay, it gets to about 3. Go ahead, clutch in, pop this up, let go of the clutch slowly, and slowly apply throttle. Very gently. Well, that happened. The GoPro died. I don't know what to say. So right now, we're using the GoPro 4. It's time to upgrade, boys. The 360 works really good. It just has its quirks. It's still new. We're still figuring it out. But I will say, I'm glad that I was able to get most of that, because there wasn't much left from the video anyway. I want to talk to you guys for a second. Talk to you, the viewer. Thank you so much for coming to my video to try to learn how to ride. I think motorcycles can change the world. But if no one's riding motorcycles, the world will never change. So let's get more people on bikes. Let's normalize motorcycles. Again, thank you so much for coming to my video. You came to me over other channels, and I appreciate that more than you could imagine. If you didn't like the video, leave a comment. Let me know what you didn't like. Let me know what you need from me so I can make better videos. This is for you guys. All this, it's for you guys. You. So, yeah. If you guys do want to support me, go ahead, leave a like, a comment, subscribe, all that shit. And I'm going to keep making good videos. I'm going to keep getting better. And the more comments I see, whether good or bad, the better that I can be as a YouTube creator. So, more to come, guys. More to come. I love you so much. Thank you for coming to my channel. Stay safe, guys. Love you so much. Stay tuned for the next video. Should be coming out soon. And stay tuned for more quality content. But, yep, this is what we're working with right now. Sitting here editing. But, yeah. Let's get you guys to the next video. Love you. Stay safe. And I love you.